setting Diddy up.
Jay's definitely.
Jay helped you?
Yeah.
How did he
As a
help you?
competitor.
Explain it.
Yeah, because he never was someone that you communicate with, that you're like friends with the person. But I always respected him because he was never an actual competitor in actual fact. He was someone who was a competitor through perception.
How close was Diddy and Jay-Z? They was close enough that they wasn't playing basketball, they wasn't playing baseball, they wasn't playing football, and they wasn't playing hockey or soccer for Diddy to come on stage, pat him on his and then make the statement to people in the world that can't nobody call me Sean but Jay-Z.
And B was, one time she jumped off of the ledge. He ain't running over because she thought me and Jay had issues. And I was like, what the? And I was like, did she really just jump down and run over here like that?
Beyonce jumped off a ledge. Yeah, what happened?
It was in the Cosmopolitan, huh?
She really a superhero.
She jumped down and no, she was like, this what? Like that Bonnie and Clyde for real. You try this or what, boy? I'm here.
Word.
Down like at me. I said,
was Solange with her?
She looked at me like that.
Because here's the contradiction no one can ignore. For over 20 years, 50 Cent has openly criticized what he calls protected power inside the entertainment industry. But now, after the Diddy documentary exploded online, it feels like he's hinting that the story might be bigger than just one billionaire. And that's where it gets interesting.
Were private conversations, and that he and Diddy could talk openly. And Mark could talk to Diddy, not just as a client, but as a person, and tried to guide him in a time leading up to his arrest. And unbeknownst to Mark Agnifilo, Diddy has got this guy recording the conversation as he's sitting there saying, you are screwing this up. You are messing up this case. We're losing. And knowing that that's on tape. And it's almost like he's performing for the camera and not telling Mark what's going on. And the really enraging part about it is that Mark Agnifilo won this case for Diddy with legal strategy. It wasn't just an accident that this jury that had heard all of this in the news before the trial voted not guilty on all the serious charges. It was Mark Agnifilo that did that. Yet Diddy secretly records this guy and embarrasses him. And yeah, you could say, well, Diddy never expected that it would end up being broadcast somewhere else. Well, okay, but Diddy was planning on using it, or he wouldn't have had it recorded in the first place. So it's just really, really unfair. And I know that in a way this sounds crazy, that I'm getting so upset about Diddy, and yet there's video of Diddy beating Cassie. Well, that's horrendous, but that doesn't mean you can't look at something else as well. And I just think, as a lawyer, I just think this is just so outrageous that he would do something like this, and not even understanding what Agnifilo's legal theory was. Because I will tell you that when we did our first documentary on Diddy, which was 8 months before the trial, Mark Agnifilo said to me on camera that he is going to tell this jury that this was a successful black man that prosecutors were trying to take down because they couldn't get into his bank accounts because they were clean, and he couldn't deal with they couldn't deal with taxes because he wasn't committing tax fraud. So they go into his bedroom. And that's what Mark Agnifilo said 8 months before. And he goes into the trial and he essentially wins that argument. Whether you believe it or not, a jury that sat through the whole thing, they believed it. And ultimately they convicted him on this BS Mann Act thing. So Diddy won that case. And one of the reasons he won the case is something that Agnifilo got criticized for. That when he did the documentary with me, he was making a joke about the baby oil. Remember, he said, oh, well, I didn't know he bought in bulk. He must have bought 1,000 bottles at Costco. And a lot of people just slammed him for that and said, how dare you? You're being disrespectful. The baby oil is the smoking gun in this case. Agnifilo knew all along that the baby oil was Diddy's best defense. Because when Agnifilo got before that jury in closing arguments, he looked at them and he said, well, the feds came in with their armor and artillery and guns. And what did they do? They got 1,000 bottles of baby oil off the streets. Ooh, he said, the streets are safer now. And the jury laughed. And that laugh told Agnifilo he should keep going on that. And that the trial itself was absurd because the baby oil was really the...
When asked how certain footage even surfaced, the answer wasn't simple. Sources weren't disclosed. And that's normal in journalism. But here's the part people miss. The mystery around how material is obtained sometimes becomes as loud as the material itself. If Sean Combs were watching, one perspective suggested he might even think it was one of the most compelling documentaries in years. That's opinion, of course. What's confirmed is that tensions around the film sparked serious conversation. Then there's the allegation that private conversations between Diddy and his legal team were secretly recorded. According to reports discussed publicly, one attorney allegedly didn't know he was being taped while giving strategic advice ahead of trial. That claim has circulated widely, though motives behind any recording remain disputed. What is confirmed is that Diddy faced serious charges, and a jury ultimately returned not guilty verdicts on the most severe counts presented in that specific case. That outcome is public record. The debate about how it happened, that's where opinions explode.
Epstein, he was running with that whole crew. They want to know how we're going to do it, how the public is going to take him. Is the public going to let him back in? And the public is not. The public is already canceling him. I don't believe the industry has canceled him yet. All those people who went to those Diddy parties, not one of them had came out and denounced what he has done. I haven't heard one of them. I have not heard one person denounce, well, man, let God handle it. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here with that. If that was your daughter, would you let God handle it? All those people, they ain't denounced him. They ain't definitely, they can't come forward and say, yo, I support him. Because it would mess up their brand. It would mess up their brand. Jay-Z, we the only one could call each other Sean. Jay is the only one could call me Sean. I'm the only one could call him Sean. Get the hell out of here. If that ain't no fun boy stuff, but you ain't had not one person, brother, not one person sit there, denounce what he did, or come forward.
One legal analyst argued that strategy, not luck, won the case. The defense reportedly framed the prosecution's approach as targeting a successful black businessman through sensational allegations instead of financial wrongdoing. Whether you believe that argument or not, the jury heard it and ruled accordingly. And here's the messy part. The internet doesn't always separate courtroom outcomes from public perception. But then 50 Cent posted 2 words that reignited everything. You're next. He didn't name anyone. He didn't confirm a sequel. He didn't accuse anyone of a crime. Yet within hours, social media began connecting dots that may or may not exist. Names like Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Oprah Winfrey began trending, not because of verified allegations, but because of proximity, shared events, and long-standing industry alliances. And timing? That's what fueled speculation even more. A documentary, release date, a birthday 2 days later. Fans called it subliminal. There is no confirmed statement tying the date to any hidden message, but the internet rarely waits for confirmation.
All right.
Beyonce didn't want to speak and does not speak to Brandy. And the truth of the matter is, there she go back there with Monica and Kelly, and there go Patti LaBelle, and then there goes Solange, all right? And there's a reason why Solange is around as well. Because if you guys don't know, for a while, Solange and Beyonce actually were not on speaking terms, but they're back talking now. They're back cool. And basically, Solange is around to keep Beyonce spiritually protected. Solange is the spiritual protector of that family. Don't get it twisted. Mama Tina is powerful. Solange is the most powerful list. You better ask some damn body. All right. Now, the reason why Beyonce ain't came to speak to Brandy, baby, is because Beyonce does not talk to anyone who used to sleep with Jay-Z. Okay. Whether you guys know it or not, and I have to say allegedly, right? Jay-Z and Brandy used to talk back in the day. And by back in the day, I mean like late 90s type stuff, right? Brandy always kept Jay-Z on the low back in the day because, quite honestly, he was too ugly to be out in public with. I'm just keeping it real. To claim him publicly, he was too ugly back in the day. Now, when you try to search up pictures of Jay-Z and Brandy, you will find... Hold up, let me see. Hold up. Let me see, because I thought I had a picture of them two. Brandy and Jay-Z. Now, this would have been from, let's see, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Brandy and Jay-Z. Okay, there we go. Now, this picture of them was in 2002. All right. And this was, I think was at one of her album release parties, if I'm not mistaken. This was a year after Moesha Rap, because Moesha went off air in 2001. Yes, he was dealing with Beyonce at the time as well. And, Blue Cantrell, he was, let me tell you, Jay-Z was laying it low and spreading it wide. Jay-Z was one of those dudes in the industry that, you know, you messed around with, he piped you down, but before he was really him, you did not claim him publicly because he was just simply too ugly. It was what it was. But Jay-Z was in love with Brandy then. He's not in love with her now, but he still has love and feelings towards her. He's one of those people that feels like once he done had you and once he done loved you, he always feels like he has like possession over you. Jay-Z is one of those kind of men, baby. I don't know if they told you. Jay-Z is extremely, extremely, extremely jealous, extremely, extremely controlling, and extremely, extremely possessive. That's another reason why. Hold up. Where the picture go? Wait a minute. Where the picture go? That's another reason why Beyonce up here. Wait. Anyway, y'all get the point. That's another reason why Beyonce, over the years, a lot of the music that she's made, it's always been with him. A lot of the remixes, it's always been with him or somebody that he approves of her to work with. Okay. Jay-Z was so damn controlling, he didn't even want her father, talking about Matthew Knowles now, he didn't want her father managing her anymore, and he stepped in. And if y'all notice, when Jay-Z stepped in as Beyonce's manager, the music changed, everything changed, and the money started to get effed up. But that's another story for another day. We're not getting on that right now. We're sticking with Brandy and Jay-Z right now. So they started messing around on the low in the 90s. Even to the early 2000s, they were still messing around. I'm not exactly sure which year the relationship officially ended, but just know that Jay-Z was just basically good for, that was what he gave. He gave big, I don't know no other way to put it, but he was like, for the ladies that's watching, you know, like, if you ever dealt with like a tall, ugly with big pipe, you went to him to get piped down, but you would not like ever like claim him like that because he was just super ugly. It was what it was. And before he really blew up, didn't nobody want to be seen with him like that. It is what it is. And quite frankly, Jay-Z dated a lot of your favorite female stars from back in the day, but
to understand why people jump there, you have to rewind. The rivalry between 50 Cent and Jay-Z dates back to the early 2000s. It was lyrical, competitive, strategic. Jay-Z evolved into a low-profile business mogul, focusing on partnerships and corporate expansion. 50 built his empire through confrontation, media ventures, and public commentary. Two different power models, two different styles. And that contrast is why every subtle move gets dissected. There are no verified criminal claims against Jay-Z connected to the current controversy. That must be clear. What exists is speculation fueled by visible closeness. Diddy publicly referred to Jay-Z as the only one who could call him Sean. Beyonce reportedly once rushed over during a tense public moment between 50 and Jay-Z, according to stories told in interviews. Those anecdotes show familiarity, not wrongdoing. But in moments like this, familiarity becomes headline material.
This contract, the big one was with Beyonce.
Mhm.
When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
You're gonna let him say that? Jay was getting Grammys.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
And he ain't show up.
He has like 20 now.
Hold on.
He had like 18 since he been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
You're not wrong.
He was one. He got some shit. He's like drinking. His pictures with him like he thinks the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades.
Because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
Right? You were connected to the biggest.
Jay got it for the music. Jay got it for the music.
You didn't see.
He deserved those.
I'm sitting there, it's like this, like Black excellence. They're sitting there like, yeah. It's a billionaire brunch. Like,
I hate you, man.
unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm gonna be with you this year. Yeah. Come on, bro.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
He's just looking at his watch during the whole Rock Nation, bro. Like, is it 3:30?
Yeah, it's almost time to get out. Yo, I feel like I'm normal again. Get me out of here.
Oh, wow. So that's the deal he signed, huh?
Yeah, that's the deal. Like, the other ones didn't count as much as that one did.
Oh, yeah, before I forget this, we talked about Jay. Proximity to Diddy. You don't think he knew anything? He's seemingly around Diddy a lot.
No, that was a real suburb question.
I know, right? Proximity.
Hold on.
Proximity.
Proximity. That's an SAT hit parade word. I had to learn
Proximity,
that.
Jim. Do you think you knew all of the shit that was going on? Then I was like
I don't want to incriminate myself.
I know, but the way he said it,
Like I said.
no matter how you answer that, you snitching.
That was a nice kind of
You asked the question like a fan.
Hey, I grew up with white people, but it's one thing I know is how to get a black guy in trouble.
But it's
You
a
know
great
what I mean?
question. Yo, just give him the Happy Meal before you ask him to snitch, bro.
He said, damn, they wasn't even drinking.
Speaking of, how the hell you pronounce
Leshimindua.
Okay.
It's the King's Path.
King's Path.
Because I know Branson.
Yeah.
That's the one I pronounce.
That's the Branson lifestyle. You're gonna be outside.
Pip, you're not worried that if you throw little and you don't throw out allegations, but like you kind of poke fun at them.
You just ask questions.
You're not worried that it comes back your way. Like people dig up your past and try to pull stuff up.
I don't got that in my past. I'm not.
Everybody got a little bit.
Look,
like, not that it's real enough.
I took a pill, but it was for me to perform better. For her to remember, buddy. I didn't give her a drink so she.
The conversation widened even further when people revisited older critiques of media gatekeeping. 50 Cent has previously criticized Oprah Winfrey's platform decisions. Those are documented interviews. But online theories trying to stretch that into something darker have repeatedly been disproven and remain unsupported by evidence. It's crucial to separate critique from conspiracy. Still, the storm keeps building. Nicki Minaj has publicly voiced frustrations about industry politics and power structures. She has criticized executives and questioned how influence works behind the scenes. Those statements are real, but linking them to criminal behavior without proof crosses into speculation. And right now, most of what's circulating is exactly that, speculation.
The 50 Cent Diddy doc. First and foremost, we've been talking about this thing, Jack, for going on 2 years now. And once again, thank you for even being, I guess you could say, a beacon during this whole conversation as far as kind of spreading light on a lot of things that go down in the industry that, you know, the normal person may not even see or hear about that happens in the day to day. Did you really think 50 Cent, when he first mentioned it, that there was an actual documentary being worked on?
Well, see, this is the thing. I can believe that it was happening. At what purpose? See, and that's the thing. Like my opinion about all of this stuff is so much different than your average person's, and my outlook is so much different than your average person's. Did I believe that it was possible? Absolutely. Why wouldn't he be able to do a documentary? Why wouldn't he be able to bring in Alexandria to come and put this together? Like the woman who directed this, she doesn't even seem to have a background in hip hop at all.
That makes sense.
So it's like, yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. I mean, for crying out loud, Diddy sent him freak off videos.
True. Very true.
Interviews
Very true.
about it.
Did you feel that just 50 Cent's name being attached to it again? These are two, as everyone knows, the three names in hip hop are Jay-Z, Diddy, 50 Cent when it comes to the status of where you could get as a business or a brand.
I guess
so. So for the top three individuals, for one to go at the other and release this doc, I don't know, what does that say to again, I keep asking about the hip hop state of things. What does that say to hip hop? Like, are we our own downfall? I guess I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It all depends on what you consider hip hop. Like, I don't consider any of this debauchery, any of this animalistic crap. I don't consider any of this hip hop. I grew up in hip hop. You know, I know what hip hop culture is, and it's none of this stuff that people are selling.
I mean, when did it stop being hip hop? We're going to go through the documentary itself, but when did it stop?
It stopped being hip hop when it became corporatized. It stopped being hip hop when certain groups of people saw that they could use it to influence the mass public. When people saw how influential hip hop was, it became very clear. Once upon a time, not long ago, where people wore pajamas and lived life, you know, the laws were stern and justice stood, and people were behaving like they ought to good. There lived a little boy, and he was misled by another little boy, and this is what he said: "Me and you, kid, we gonna make some cash, robbing old folks and making the dash."
Come on.
Like, they did the job, and money came with ease, but one couldn't stop us like he had a disease. He robbed another, and a sister and a brother. Tried to rob a man who was a...
Then there's a broader question that won't go away. If people attended the same parties, shared the same stages, collaborated on music, does that imply knowledge of alleged misconduct? There's no verified evidence showing that proximity equals participation. In elite entertainment circles, overlap is common. Award shows, charity galas, business summits. Shared rooms do not equal shared secrets. But perception doesn't always wait for proof. The Diddy documentary reportedly reached the top of Netflix charts, sparking global discussion. Diddy has denied allegations against him in public statements and legal filings. Cease and desist efforts have been mentioned in media coverage. Those are documented developments. What hasn't been proven in court are the broader internet claims tying additional celebrities to criminal wrongdoing. That distinction matters. Yet 50 continues to tease. He's built a career on turning hints into headlines, on using humor, memes, and cryptic captions to keep audiences guessing. Some fans see him as a disruptor challenging powerful circles. Others see calculated promotion. Both interpretations exist. Neither is confirmed fact. And here's what makes this different from a typical rap feud. It's not diss tracks. It's documentaries. It's long-form storytelling. It's public records layered with insinuation. It's a suggestion that the first chapter was only the beginning. So now the real question isn't just about Diddy. It's about the system, about how influence operates, about who protects reputations and who challenges them. That conversation has expanded beyond one name. Hip-hop veterans have debated whether exposing alleged corruption strengthens a culture or damages it. Some argue transparency is necessary. Others say internal wars create vulnerability. But the line between accountability and accusation must stay clear. Allegations remain allegations until proven. Still, the audience is watching closely. Because when 50 Cent posts a cryptic image and likes a comment asking if someone is next, it's interpreted as strategy, not accident. He understands attention. He understands pacing. And he understands that silence can sometimes say more than words. No confirmed sequel has been announced. No verified charges have surfaced against the additional names trending online. But the narrative machine is already moving. Old rivalries are being re-examined. Past interviews are being replayed. Public friendships are being dissected frame by frame. And maybe that's the real story. Not hidden crimes, not secret tapes, but how quickly public perception can shift when one powerful figure signals that another chapter is coming. Because if this is only phase 1, what happens if there actually is a phase 2? Is 50 Cent building toward another documentary targeting elite industry power structures? Or is the internet constructing a sequel that doesn't exist? That's the question no one can answer yet. And until something concrete drops, if it ever does, we're left watching the chessboard, waiting to see who moves next.